So if to describe this image, what you do is in the 25 seconds of preparation time, you get familiar with the image like this. You do MET. What is MET? MET means minimum maximum value, elements and title. These are the things you get comfortable with. Now let me do MET. Okay. So where international companies have their European headquarters. So UK, Denmark, UK maximum, Denmark minimum, UK has 200 to 225, that range. And European headquarters of international companies, whereas Denmark has only maybe close to 10. That's it, right? The image illustrates where international companies have their European headquarters. In the list, I can see UK having around 200 to 225, in that range, European headquarters of international companies. In contrast, Denmark has only close to 10 European companies, European headquarters of the international companies. Other countries like Switzerland, France, Netherlands, Ireland, Belgium, Spain have around 50 to 25 international companies' European headquarters. So this diagram clearly shows which all the countries have how many European headquarters of international companies. So you can see the answer has received about what? Content. 6 against 6, I received a 5. Against 5, I received a 4.5 rating on oral fluency. And in pronunciation, I received what? Around 4.5 on 5, which is a pretty decent score. We have developed our site, our application, to give you, let's say, 10 to 15% lesser score than the actual real Pearson PTE examination. Now, any site can give you this data, like what is your content score, oral fluency score, pronunciation score. But the beauty of this site is you can hear back. The image illustrates where international. This is for introspection, and then you have suggestions for your content. Please see the response effectively identifies the UK as having the highest number of European headquarters with specific numbers mentioned, 200 to 225. It also compares Denmark's low count, which is around 10. It provides data for other countries, which shows good understanding of the image. However, the mention of 50 to 25 other countries is little vague, it says. Could be more precise. A clearer summary or conclusion could enhance the response. So this is like there is a quotation. There is always scope for improvement, right? But this much answer, this much quality answer can definitely give you a score of almost 6 in content, almost 5 in oral fluency, and 5 in pronunciation. There is no issue, right? So this is how it is. Life expectancy years at birth by sex: 1881 to 1890, 2011 to 2013. Life expectancy at birth years. Okay. So the years which are present: 1888, 2013, starting at this. And here there is a slump I can see, which is like between 1963 and 1988. And the life expectancy has risen over a period of time. This image explains life expectancy at birth by gender from the years 1881 to 1890 and from 2011 to 2013. So in the beginning, in 1888, the life expectancy of both genders, the males and females, was less. I think it was around 45, 50 years. Over a period of time, it has grown. By 2013, it reached almost 85, 90 years. However, there is a slump in between at, in the range of what, 1963 to 1988. There is a slump in both genders life expectancy. So this diagram clearly illustrates how the life expectancy has grown over a period of time. So I gave my best answer, so you can nicely give answer. Sometimes every element you cannot explain because there's a lot of data on the screen, right? Now our portal not only gives you just rating, but also gives you detailed feedback. That's why it takes slightly more time than other portals. Look at this. It is 14.3 on 16. Right. Content 5, oral fluency 4.8, pronunciation 4.5. So I can tell you that in the real exam, the score can be slightly, let's say, 10%, 15% more than what you get here, basically. So we have, I already told you that we are a little strict in terms of giving scores, so to motivate the test taker to practice more, right? Look at the detailed feedback. So the benefit of detailed feedback is that it improves you very quickly, right? So if you have only this number information, you don't know where exactly you went wrong, right? So you only get signal. So this is like a proper feedback you're getting, which improves your performance in a quick fashion. The response effectively identifies the topic of life expectancy at birth by gender and mentions specific years 1881 to 1890 and 2011 to 2030. Yeah, did I say it? I said it. It also describes a trend of increasing life expectancy over time, notes a slump in life expectancy between 1863 and 1888. Okay, so this is something I did, right? So it is giving you a sense of reassurance that you're doing something right. So it acts like a virtual tutor while you are practicing, which is like we have developed it first time in the industry. I'm not very sure if other portals have it. However, the response could improve by providing more specific points, such as exact life expectancy figures for 3 years mentioned, clear conclusion. This is like the improvement never ends kind of thing, no problem. So even if you do this much in the exam, you should get a 6 on 6 in the content, 100% score in the content. Now look at the pronunciation feedback. Words like expectancy, illustrates were clearly pronounced. Some words could be clearer, particularly during the discussion of slump in the life expectancy. These words it is asking me to pronounce slightly better manner. That's it, nothing much. And then oral fluency and that feedback. The filler count. So generally, if you have a lot of fillers, it will give you the filler count also. Like you had 4 fillers, 5 fillers in your answer. However, right now it shows what the filler count is low, with only few instances of what you know, which does not significantly impact fluency. Look at this. It's like a mini tutor you have with you 24/7 when you have access to my practice portal, my dear students. Let's answer one more question. Solar panel to heat water, sun rays, the following pair, cool water inlet, warm going through the transparent top, warm water coming out, outlet, inlet, outlet, water pipe. It's a box. Cool water getting in, all of that. I understood the elements better. Now when the beep sound happens, I'll describe the image. The diagram illustrates a process concerning solar-powered water heating. It begins with cool water entering through an inlet pipe and passes through key steps such as sunlight penetrating a transparent cover and heat being absorbed by the coiled pipe inside the box. Finally, the sequence concludes with warm water exiting via outlet pipe. Overall, the visual shows how cool water is systematically converted into hot water through clear progression of stages. You can see the score is again what, around 14? Is it no, you can hear, guys. The diagram illustrates a process concerning solar powered water heating. It begins with cool water entering through an inlet pipe and passes through key steps such as sunlight penetrating a transparent cover and heat being absorbed by the coiled pipe inside the box. Finally, the sequence concludes with warm water exiting via. So you can see now the response. Look at the content feedback, the virtual tutor feedback. The response effectively describes the process of solar-powered water heating, mentioning key elements such as inlet pipe, sunlight penetration, absorption also you can say, no problem. Sunlight is getting absorbed by the water also you can say. You don't have to use the same word that I used, not necessary. The coil, the pipe absorbing the heat and all. However, it could improve by including specific data points and trends, temperatures or time frames, enhance the detail. So this is asking for slightly more and making you work more basically. Nothing much. It's your word. And then words like solar panel, transparent were clearly pronounced. Some words could be clearer. The pronunciation it says could be clearer, particularly longer phrases. But overall, the transcript is understandable. What I spoke was understandable. It seems the filler count is pretty low. It says indicating good fluency. There are no fillers present at all in the answer, which contributes to smooth delivery. That's why the oral page score is 4.5. You might be wondering if this answer is a good answer. Why don't the portal give 16 on 16 points? So my dear students, if it gives 16 and 16 on 16 or 15.9, something like that, it works against you. You get slightly happy and then you stop practicing. That's the only concern I have, right? All right, so this is the one. There is some coal getting burned at power station, sent to the power, I think, produced, sent to transformer. National transmission lines are taking the power to substation. It's getting distributed through from substations. It is getting distributed to houses, shops, and other buildings. So this reading outside is pronouncing the words outside is good for your oral fluency. This diagram illustrates a process concerning electricity generation and also the distribution. It begins with burning of coal at power station, and the power passes through key stages such as voltage adjustment by transformer. A transmission happens through power lines. Finally, the sequence concludes with electricity reaching the homes, shops, and other buildings via through substations. Overall, the visual shows how coal is burned and systematically converted into usable energy through clear progression of stages. So when you finish answering, you should click the next button immediately. I'm excited to see the score. I think it's 12.5 it gave. I think it found something wrong with my fluency. It's okay, but in the real exam, if this is the fluency, it should be around 4.3, 4.4-ish. Not a problem at all. Right. So the response effectively describes, no, I got 5 in content. The response effectively describes the process of electricity generation and distribution, mentioning key elements such as burning coal, the transformer, transmission lines, and substations. However, it lacks specific data points, trends. So it is not really much possible here, or not a problem. If you're getting 5, there is no problem at all. In the real exam, you should get 6. This is 5 here. Some words like electricity, transformer were very clearly pronounced, and the power passes through key stages. Could be more fluid, it says. Could be more clearer, it says. I think I'll do it next time. I will, reduce my pace. The response contained few fillers which affected the fluency score. The use of phrases like such as could be streamlined for better flow. Such as like certain things I could have used. That's what it says. I think it's a nice answer because the content score is 5. Don't you worry about it. Generally, the students have problem with describe image, photograph kind of thing, where you don't get any information. You just get a photograph. That's it. How to answer this? Let's understand what to do in the preparation time, what to do in the answering time is something I'll show you in this class. This is the describe image. I'll scout for the right. Okay, this is the image. What you have to do in the preparation time, you have to identify some 4 parts of this particular photograph. Let's say for me, the first part can be the white board or white screen. The other parts are left hand side, right hand side chairs. Then the lighting, it looks like a seminar hall. So it's a seminar hall or a classroom. These are the elements I saw. That's it. Then I can talk about it. Naturally, you can speak. This looks like a photograph of a seminar hall or a classroom. I can see in the center of the room there is a white projector screen or a whiteboard, and onto the left of the screen and onto the right of the screen, I can see the nicely arranged black colored chairs. The lighting is so bright in that room. I think there are a lot of LED sort of lights on the ceiling, and they look beautiful. Right, and also on the walls I can see some kind of a scenery stuff which looks beautiful. It has a good matting in the on the floor. It looks like a nice seminar hall. So very, you have to identify some 4 or 5 elements of the photograph. That's it. You should talk about them. You should first decide what is the title. What is it? Is it a seminar hall? Is it an airport? Is it a shipping yard? Is it an igloo? What is it basically? Is it a restaurant? You have to have the topic clarity and 3, 4 elements you can naturally describe. Then the answer is done. Look at the answer quality. Now it says what 4.5 on the scale of 6 is not a bad thing. For your kind information, in the real examination, this task is not a regular. This type of image is not a regular image. So in 90% of the times in the PT examination, you get what bar charts, pie charts, line diagrams, all of that, right? That infograph types. And let's say some 8-9% of the times you get what the process diagrams, which I explained in the previous session, right? Few minutes back. Then the 1%, 2% chances are there for you to get the photograph. You please don't panic. So what you have to do simply is the moment you see the image, you have erasable noteboard and erasable noteboard. If you think you will forget the topic, right? What is that image? If it's a photograph of a restaurant, right? RESTO, something restaurant. Elements, like if it's a restaurant, what are the elements you can see the restaurant? The chairs, the tables, the customers, the billing counter, the waiter, all that. So 4 or 5 things you write down if you remember. So when the recording starts, add the adjectives for every thing that you have seen. It's, let's say restaurant is there, our seminar hall is there, beautiful seminar hall, right? Maybe so beautiful, bright lighting. you are adding what adjectives to the noun that you have already collected. That's what you are essentially going to do. Now look at the feedback sort of thing. So 4.5, 4.5, almost there. Oral fluency pronunciation, 4.5. In this task, guys, people generally struggle with oral fluency because there's no title, there are no elements, they get panic. So no need to panic. 20, 25 seconds is decent amount of time to know the topic. Look at the photograph and know what is it all about, and then 4, 5 things, 3, 4 things also. If you capture what are the elements which are there, that's enough to give the answer. The student effectively described a setting as a seminar, or a photograph as a seminar hall or classroom, mentioning the projector screen and the arrangement of chairs. The details about lighting and decor added to the description. So specific data points, chair measurements and all we cannot give, right? That's okay. Then what is it? Words like projector, beautiful, were clearly pronounced, but some phrases could be clearly pronounced. It says, like describing the lighting, the phrases went wrong, it seems. Let's see what went wrong. Key arranged black colored chairs. The lighting is so bright in that room. I think there are a lot of so these words like bright went wrong. Bright. Okay, LED sort of lights on the ceiling lights, sort of, these words should have been pronounced well. So it says, no, when particularly describing the lighting, the pronunciation went wrong. So like this, it's like an amazing feedback. A sincere student would really appreciate it. Such kind of thing, right? Only those people who are only worried about, okay, this time I got 13.5, next time I have to get 14, 14.5, 15. How do you get? You need to have insights, right? You need to have smart feedback and suggestions. Then you will start improving, right? This is how it is. If anybody feels, that is going to help you, we have given you the QR code. You can try with the mock test, this portal. If you like it, what you can do, you can buy subscription of 1 week also. We have 1 week subscription, very economical. You have many features in this one, that is like grammar capsules. We have a lot of grammar exercises which no PTE site offers, in my opinion, right? You have vocabulary exercises, nice exercises to improve your spelling, the most repeated vocabulary we have. We have 5,000 plus practice questions, full mock test, many things, and all the courses available recorded version. You don't have to every time go to the YouTube thing and spend tons of time. Get straightforward advice from speaking, writing, reading, listening, and basics everywhere, and get all the updated templates here in this part. So this is like all-in-one solution for your PTE preparation. Interested? Please do buy. Thank you.